Welcome to my channel. In this video I will talk about those non-contact voltage detector. They come in different shape and model. We can find them in those universal detector for detecting metal or voltage. First of all, I will repair this one. It has this little bracket. It's the contact for the battery. Came off, and I will solder this, and then I will see the circuit inside. The problem with this voltage detector is a PCB failure. See, we have the fiber of the PCB. They are come off with this tiny contact here. You can see that this is for the positive. It's connected here to the buzzer, and on the other side this is the positive, and this one. So this one is the positive, this line. It will be connected. It will be connected with the metal bracket. Previously they have those tiny trays here, and they come off. So I will put the vertically there. I will solder those two pins. I will solder this one first. Then I will solder the other part. First we will see how OLED contact tester function. I will use this one, but before testing this screwdriver I will add some insulation here, because this part will be exposed and at the main voltage. I will use this heat shrink tube. To add more insulation. I will add another one. So inside this tester we found a resistor and a neon bulb. We can try to unscrew this screw. We can find here. Here we have a spring, the neon bulb, and a resistor. We can check the value of the resistor. It must be a high value to prevent electric shock, to reduce the current. I will measure the resistance. So here we have 800 kilo ohm, 820 kilo ohm. I will assemble the tester. We can test it with, we reduce the light. This is the neutral. You can see here that it functions. This tester works with a flow of current. We begin with the main transformer from the company that provides the electricity. Here we have the life. And here we have the neutral. The neutral is connected to the ground. So here we will find the socket inside the house with the life and the neutral. When we put this screwdriver to the socket, we have here, we will find the neon bulb, then the resistor, then our body. Our body, of course, it's connected to the earth. We have some leakage here. Sorry. So we have a small current that flow from the life to our body and return with the earth. We have a closed loop here. We have here 820 or 30 key. We can calculate this little current will glow the neon bulb. The neon inside will be ionized and we have a little glow. So we can calculate here. We have 240 volt over 830 kilo ohm. We found that we have a 300 microamp, 0.2 milliamp. I will try to measure this current. If the meter is sensitive enough, I will reduce the zoom. Here we have this cable is plugged to the main here. And now I will measure between the earth and the screwdriver. I will use microamp. It measures 400 microamp, so we must find 300 microamp. I will do two tests, one with my body and one directly to the earth. Must find this. I will reduce the light to find the phase, the life. This one is the life. So I will use AC. I will put this to the ground. Set it to the ground. And I will touch the screwdriver. We have 0.5. I must put the correct place, the lead in the correct place, like this one. We have 230 microamp. Because we have the resistance of the earth that we have here, earth resistor. So we have 230 microamp. If I use my body instead, with my body, we have only 9 microamp. I will see if it glow or not. Yes, it's glow. 10 microamp. We have 10 microamp. But directly to the earth, we found 230 microamp. 230 microamp. So this is the function of the tester. We must be connected to the earth to know if it has a voltage or not. In the other hand, this non-contact detector uses the capacitive coupling to detect if there is a voltage or not. So we have the same transformer with the live and the neutral. Here we have the earth. So if we have a conductor here inside our house, for example, this tip here form a capacitor with this inductor. So we have here this tiny metal. It forms a capacitor. So we have this wire and this tiny antenna form a capacitor. Then we have the inside a transistor or a MOSFET or a BGT detector. Here we have a circuit that detects, but we can find a transistor or Darlington. So here we will find the amplifier and then the circuit which power this buzzer or a tiny LED. But in order to close the circuit, your hand form a capacitor with the body, with the ground here, or the body of the detector. So we have here another capacitor. Here we have the power supply, another capacitor, of course, which will be coupled to the ground by your body. So we have a closed circuit. We have the main voltage, the first capacitor formed by the wire that you test and this tiny metal, and the second capacitor formed by the circuit of the detector and your body to close the loop. Here it's closed by the earth, of course. So a tiny current will flow. I will assemble now the detector. It slides inside. We can see here its circuitry. We can find here this plate which forms the second plate of the capacitor. It's connected to this via 20 meg resistor to this tiny SND circuit. It's for the detection. This one is connected to the microcontroller that delivers the signal to the buzzer. We found here the buzzer near the select button, and we can find here the LED, tiny LED. So now we can test the function with this live main. So here we have the main voltage. You can see that it detects the voltage only when I touch the detector. So here we have the first capacitor. Here we have the first capacitor formed by this wire and this tiny plate. And the second capacitor will be formed by my hand and the body of the detector. So without ears, it will not detect anything. So if you are on a wooden ladder, it may give you a false detection. I have another one. It was given me as a gift. This one works with the same principle. It has two modes, the low mode and the high sensitivity mode. This is high sensitive. It has also a light. This one also works with the same principle. It's from PowerFix, but it can detect metal or voltage. Here we have voltage or metal. We can test it with the voltage for our case. We must put the battery inside. Here for the metal, I will grab some metal. For the metal it's okay. Now I will test it for the voltage. It's not sensitive as the others. The problem with those non-voltage detector that they can't detect the wire inside the wall. I will do a test now. Those detectors can't detect a wire inside the wall. For example, here I knew that there is a wire going up, but it not be detected. They can detect only inside the socket, near the socket. Here they can't detect anything. Now I will do a test with this construction brick. It's the same as in that one. I will do the first test. Here we can test the voltage. It works with the electric field, not the magnetic one. Now I will put this wire inside the brick. So now we will do a test. We see now that we can detect the voltage through the brick. But look now. When I touch the brick, we have now detection. When I put the wire inside the brick, the whole brick it's insulated from the earth. So here, all the brick is energized. We can detect the power from any corner. But when I touch it, it will connect it to the earth, and we have now electric field here. So if we have a wall here with a wire installed inside, we can detect the voltage with this detector because the wall is connected to the earth. So all the leakage current will flow to the earth. So in order to detect the wire, we can use a metal detector. It must be sensitive to detect the wire inside the wall. Because the electric field is vanished, it's not strong enough to pass through the wall. All the leakage current will flow to the earth. Or we can detect the wire if we have, for example, here a plug and we connect the high power appliance here, for example a resistor or a heater, we can detect here the magnetic field, not the electrical one. So we have two type of voltage detector. Those OLED one uses direct contact, and those uses a capacitive coupling. This function is now integrated in newer meter. For example, this Unity 1, it has a NCV, non-contact voltage detection. We can see here, it has a tiny paragraph. But always check the live and the neutral with a meter. It's more safe to use a meter because those detector can give you a false detection if you are not connected to the earth. Now we come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching and stay safe.